Welcome to Is It Fast, where today we are talking to British touring car driver Bobby Thompson. So Bobby, welcome to Is It Fast. Thank you very much for taking time out of your diary and jumping on. I appreciate it. But I thought I'd dive straight in before talking about what's going to happen this year, potentially on track, and a little bit about what you can expect. How's the world of sim racing? How are you finding it?
More intense than I thought it would be. When I first got my sim off of guys at FP0, good bunch of guys that put it all together for me, I thought, I'll be using it for my own racing, especially for getting up to date on tracks that the BTCC hasn't been to yet. So, for example, Silverstone International, I was looking forward to using the sim for that circuit. But until I really got into it and done more and more, I didn't realise how serious that other sim drivers take it and race drivers take it. Within a couple of weeks, I found myself going through data and footage and looking back at laps and staying up to God knows what time in the morning to try and get a perfect lap. And you look back and you think, what on earth am I doing? Sitting in my living room on my sim. But yeah, it all makes good fun, and then you're still learning as it happens.
Do you think it will make a difference, having lived a little while in the sim world? Do you think it will make a difference to when you do eventually get back on track?
Yeah, I've had this conversation with a few people. I think it's helped me be a lot more consistent. And because on the sim, you've got time, and it doesn't really cost anything at all once you've got the sim. You've got time to perfect everything. It's definitely going to help me out the box, straight in it, making less mistakes. That's what I've been saying. It's been helping massively on those sort of things.
And obviously, if you have an off, if you put it in the kitty litter in a sim, doesn't cost anywhere near as much.
Vouch for that one, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely a reset button. I think that's worn out on my sim.
Well, at least you got it out of the way now instead of when we're back on track. So yeah, eventually, I imagine we'll get back to real life. So the schedule has been announced. Fingers crossed, we'll be back on track first weekend of August at Donington, as was planned for the end of March. And you find yourself in a new motor. You're in a new car. So how do you feel about the S3 and your chances in that little bad boy?
Yeah, I loved it. I had the opportunity to talk to Dan Kirby, who owns Trade Price Cars Racing, last year. We couldn't quite get the deal together, and I'd done another year with Team Hard. So we thought it was best to, over this the winter just gone, to change teams and to arguably one of the best looking cars on the grid. Definitely drives great. From what I've already drove it, I've only done 3 days in the car so far because obviously what's happening, and I've loved it. We've improved massively. Media day, I was over the moon with our pace. I think I missed out a little bit on let's call them some driver issues I had. But I'm really happy with our pace, and I think we're going to be fighting definitely at the sharp end this year.
Yeah, it's particularly when you look at the performance of the cars and the team last year, and then you combine that with your performance last year. You've been grabbing yourself up that grid and up the positions, quite the thing in the last 2 years. It'd be very interesting to see, when you put those combination of you as the driver and then the guys over at Trade Price Cars and the S3. It'd be quite interesting to see just how you come out of the blocks really in August.
Yeah, it was nice to meet a whole bunch of new guys, new team, new engineers. So although, like I said, I've only done 2 or 3 days in the car, a lot of time was spent, just making it feel right and fit to me. So driving in anger really was just at the end of media day. I've only had half a chance to drive it in anger and try and get something out of it. First day or two was, making sure it felt snug. I knew all the boys' names and get a good relationship with everyone in the team. So when we do get going for the first round, everyone knows what's what.
Absolutely, and I suppose other than taking the title home, the overall BTCC title, which has to be the aim at some stage. I guess logically, first in your sights is the Jack Sears Trophy, I imagine.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's what we're going for. Obviously, every 30 drivers on the grid say they want to win the championship. How realistic most of it is, you for the people to decide. But it's it's the one I'm going to be going for. There's a couple of guys that are also not going to make it easy for me. For example, my teammate James Gornall. He proved himself really quick on media day, and it's going to be a tough one, but that's the plan.
So you found yourself in an Audi S3. Of any of the manufacturers that aren't currently on the grid, what manufacturer's car would you like to transform into a touring car and put your right foot onto?
That's a good question. I talk about this with my dad a lot. We always talk, who could you get in if it was that easy? It'd have to be Volvo. Get them back.
Yes.
Get them back in. Maybe if not their big estate they use, I don't think that would work as good nowadays because cars are huge. But
the wagon.
They've got some models that would look great. Or even I know Mercedes are already in, but Mercedes is a manufacturer. Maybe using a C-Class to go up against the 3 Series, that would look really cool.
Yeah, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? If we saw some of the kind of not necessarily a throwback to the glory days of the Super Touring, but we've seen some exciting races over the last 2-3 years, particularly, and some of which you were obviously a part of. It'd be great to harness some of that energy and bring back some of the manufacturers and factories. That would be great. Bobby, thank you very, very much for joining us here on Is It Fast? It's been a real pleasure, and best of luck when you eventually get back onto a track in real life.
Thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
Thanks again to Bobby for joining us here on Is It Fast? And of course, we wish him all the best before the touring car season kicks off at the beginning of August. Follow Is It Fast on your social media platform of choice for more news, motorsport interviews, and of course, in-depth car reviews.